Well, one of our hosts has coughed his lungs out, so we started over, and it's David. David coughed his lungs out. I'm pointing at him. It's him. But yeah, now we're here. Now we're all good. I shifted the blame, so we're all hunky dory.
That's right, because it was actually your lungs that were dying.
All right.
But that's okay. That's okay. How's everyone doing?
Let's get a take 3 in there. One more for good luck.
We need Chatwin to cough for good measure.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm doing good. It's
Good hump
it's
days.
a great hump day eve out there. It's a little cloudy
Yeah.
on my side of town.
Just cloudy, eh? It's raining here. It is
Really?
drizzling.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it took me a little extra time to get home. I got home at like 3:52. I was just like running to get my everything ready, but like everyone's just driving like dum-dums outside because it's raining. Everyone forgets how to drive when it rains. They all think they need to drive like 15 miles an hour slower. It's like just be smart. Just don't be stupid. That's all you have to do. Just don't be dumb. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy to like point fingers and poo at people. Who am I kidding? I love it. But I feel like I paid like really good attention in driving school, in driving classes. And that was one of the main things I was impressed is like you need to drive slower when it rains because all the oil is like brought to the surface with the water.
No. If you remember correctly, it does come to the surface, but the most dangerous time is when it starts raining, because that's when it first all comes up.
No,
if you're
I believe I said that.
This is
No.
a bunch of baloney over here.
Yeah, I have all-wheel drive. I'm fine. Get out of my way. If you're driving slow, move over to the right.
No. This is why David and I will never drive David because I'm going 500 miles under the field in David's eyes.
No, I think that the rest of the population is so stupid. I like them driving nice and slow.
I mean,
Makes
fair
everyone
enough.
safer.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Wouldn't want a bunch of stupid people driving fast.
I have no faith in my fellow man, damn it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially in a
very fair.
giant metal death trap.
I was thinking about that today, coming on the freeway. Do you ever just like look out your window and you're shocked that people can drive? Like, and that we're all like somewhat agreeing to like the rules and regulations of the road? It's kind of fascinating.
It's kind of a strictly American thing, though, because if you go to any other country, they don't listen.
Does.
What country? Yeah, country.
I mean, other countries do. Like,
No,
there's
bro,
rules to the road.
they don't
I mean,
follow
you're talking
them,
about
though.
Egypt and shit.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
you
or
go to
India.
Europe, they don't follow the rules of the road. They might follow the red lights, but they're all over the lanes and bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Greece,
the Autobahn, they're literally like their rule is there are no rules. There's no speed limits.
yeah.
And
I guess what I'm
Anyway.
saying is that I'm surprised that people do follow
Can
enough
function.
of the rules that we're not all running into each other all the time. Yes,
Yeah.
that we're reasonably functional.
Well, I mean, even in countries where they don't follow the rules, like in Egypt, I rarely see a lot of cars have like dings in them, and the accidents happen, people ding or whatever it is. But like rarely do I see like full on accidents, like just like they need an ambulance, the car needs to be towed away. Like people just have that innate understanding of like in vehicle, don't hit other vehicle, like
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
some of it is, we are taught driving at a relatively young age, all things considered. And we're taught how to drive and the importance of driver's safety when our brains are still developing, and we start the process, most of us at least, of daily driving when our brains are developing. So when our brains are developed, in our mid-20s,
Mhm.
that's kind of ingrained. And usually, if you're a good enough driver, or, even if you're a not good driver, the like fundamentals are burned in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you, Chow. It is, considering the state of humanity,
Right.
you would think there's millions of crashes.
You're surprising that we get along at all.
The fact that there's just hundreds of crashes a day is still miraculous.
Right.
But today we
How you gonna segue that one?
strangely has no cars. It's
No.
mostly a bicycle and a different type of transportation altogether. It's an autonomous. You know what? Screw the preamble. This month, not just this episode, all three of us are going to have a crack at talking about Pokemon. David, hit the damn theme song.
Everything, everything, everything is everything.
Everything
Everything.
is everything.
Everything.
Is everything.
Everything
is
is everything.
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 Is everything.
Everything.
Is everything.
Everything is everything.
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 Is everything.
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 Everything is everything.
Everything is
Everything is 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 everything is
ピカチュウピカチュウピカチュウ
Is everything. Yeah,
Welcome.
Pokemon.
young trainers to the world of everything is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokémonth, I thought of it.
Pokemonth.
Pokémonth.
Pokemonth.
It rolls off. It kind of stumbles off the tongue and
Yeah.
eats shit.
Pokemonth.
Pokémonth.
Gotta catch them all. All the
I like
dates.
it.
Yeah. Well, it was a. This is an idea that I think it cracked across our home plate by Mr. Chatwin over here. Had the idea of us doing a Pokémonth because I believe we did the math, and the 25th anniversary of Pokemon is this late February, like the 27th or something, was when Pokemon, the first games, Red and Green, came out in Japan. And unless we wanted to do like the 24th anniversary in August, it's like, this is cleaner. Let's do it
Yeah.
this way. And also, this is one of the few things that is in the center of all three of our Venn diagrams of interest. We all have interests, sure. And, they crisscross in some ways. This is the one where I feel like we could have a conversation about Pokemon. It would go a while. You know,
Yeah.
this and
Yeah, I
Star
would
Wars
agree.
are the two that come to mind for me.
Yeah. There's Star Wars boobies.
Nope, hate it.
You don't like boobies?
I'd rather I'd rather there not a single boob in the world.
Wow.
Not even nipples. I'd rather just be a flat plate right there.
I think you're alone in that one. Even the gays like some boobies. Everyone loves
Nope.
boobies, man.
I'm taking them away from everyone.
All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, to get back on topic, Eric did not mention that these two have roped me into this goddamn Pokemon sleep app. I had never heard of it.
Oh, we talk. All right, we'll talk Pokemon
And-
Sleep first then.
These two
Yeah,
have roped me into this game, and damn it if I'm not hooked.
yeah.
It's a sleep tracker app, but that is where the sleep tracking stops. And it's mostly just collecting Pokemon.
That reminds me, I gotta feed Snorlax.
It is ridiculous.
It is I'll say it is a chain reaction because David roped me into it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're friends with David, this is that he will occasionally throw something your way, be it a TikTok or a game or some sort or a TV show. And I'm not a good friend, so I'd say about 5 out of 10 times I'll go, "Hey, that looks good," and nothing will come of it. And this was one of the 5 out of 10 times where I decided to go, "Okay, I'll check it out." And that was a year ago. And
A year, audience. A year ago. Go
actually 2 years, wasn't it?
God.
I think this year is coming on 2 years. Yeah. It was released in the summer. so-
Chatwin is going to be a year. We
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chatwin around last August or last October, and it's Chatwin, you summed it up pretty well. It's essentially you're supposed to turn it on when you're sleeping, and it's supposed to make sure that you have a consistent night's sleep, because a consistent long night's sleep will get you more berries, which will get you more food with Pokemon.
They
It's better
dang-
for you. It's good for you in life.
It's bullshit. They dangle a carrot so that you're hooked into like trying to see more diverse Pokemon and catch them.
Yeah.
What is this continuous like edging of like being Pokemon edging is really what it is. Because
Yeah.
it's the last thing it wants you to do is sleep.
I will push back on that because
No,
I
you
do
gotta
feel
sleep
like
at
since
night.
I've gotten it, I have attempted to sleep better.
Nice.
I've gone
Yes,
from.
I'll agree.
I mean, this isn't the
I'll
only reason
concede.
why, but
Yes.
before I did it, I would regularly go to sleep very late and wake up early and not think about it. And now, at the very least, if I'm going to sleep early, an extra motivator is like, well, I'll get some good sleep. And I even thought this morning, because again, more with that dangling carrot shit, it's a good sleep night, and you'll get 2 times the extra points.
Yeah, it's a full
Tonight.
moon.
Is that tonight? Is that tonight?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
So some of me is like, well, I got to go to sleep early.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. It's stupid that this little game, you know, I hate to be that guy, but the one thing that I was thinking of going back and forth today is Pokemon is one of those, maybe not the first, but one of the big first games where started as a video game, transcended into more of like merchandise the video game. It was the subject of a lot of late night talk shows and comedies and stuff, that the tagline was "Gotta catch 'em all." For parents and adults, for basically anyone older than us, who it kind of, that tagline goes over their heads, or we just accept it uncritically. It's the first video game where it's like, you have to keep buying. You only win if you keep buying. And it's not like
You could never be satisfied.
beer
The-
companies don't try and sell you beer and say, we'll only respect you if you drink 12. This is the first thing where it's like, your kids aren't going to be happy with one little Pikachu. You have to get the Pikachu, you have to get the Mewtwo, you have to get the Meowth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then you could battle them. And, same with Pokemon cards. And I know I'm going long. What this Pokemon Sleep reminded me of is the perfection of, did you guys ever have a Tamagotchi when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Those little eggs that
Yeah.
somehow you were supposed to feed the Pikachu in there.
Yeah.
I never knew how it works, and I'm sure my Pikachu died within months. But
Yeah.
this seems to be kind of the full circle of like, now technology is caught up to, now you can feed your Pokemon all day, every day, and
you feel
incentivized.
obligated to feed your Pokemon.
It's
you feel
Neopets.
guilt. They get you with the guilt.
Yeah. It's Neopets. Remember Neopets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Neopets on your phone basically, but with Pokemon. You gotta feed them. You gotta take care of them. You can you gotta catch all the
Pokemon
different
never
ones
die,
and
though.
name them. Yeah, I know, but I'm just
But it's genius that they thought the idea of like, well, how do we get people coming back? Let's introduce the idea of food and nourishment, because every human, every tiny child knows I eventually get hungry and I want food. And I mean, think about little girls and playing with dolls. There's something in humans that want to take care of smaller things, even when you're a small thing yourself. So when I'm a 5-year-old and I learn that my Pikachu's starving, I'm incentivized to play with it, because it's like, well, I don't want to kill this thing that I like. Anyway,
it's your
so
pet.
yeah, going long on that, but that was like the first, I feel like, wave of news of that Pokemon hit the United States, is like, you have to catch them all. And kids were just like, great, Mom, I need to go to the store. I'm missing about 50 of these 150 Pokemon.
I gotta catch them all. Yeah, well,
Do
there's
we-
so many Pokemon now. There's like over 1,000.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's insane. And yeah, Pokemon is to your point. It's more than just merch. It's a whole like ecosystem.
Yeah, they
it's a
got
whole
a good product.
Yeah, it's and Pokemon's reach is almost infinite, bro. There's the games on Game Boy, there's the games on Switch, there's the games on DS, there's the games on your phone, there's games on the computer, there's sleep games, there's brush your teeth games, there's so many like Pokemon everything. It's like iPhone, it's like this, or Apple, it's like it's like Pokemon, and it's
I bet Steve Jobs was impressed by the reach of Pokemon. Who knows? He was a weird man, but it is crazy how fast it erupted.
It caught on like a wildfire in
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah, And I mean, they jumped on it. They're like, okay, this is popular. It wasn't, not to go back on it, but it's like, your Marios and your Sonics and stuff. They had, Sonic had a cartoon, Mario had a movie and a cartoon, but they weren't trying that hard to like make $1 trillion off it. They mostly stuck to games.
Yeah.
And this one immediately, with my theme song that just played, or with our theme song, sorry.
You can have it. It's all yours.
Yeah, this one's y'all.
You
my
made it.
special little theme song. I combed through a lot of Pokemon videos to, sync it up. And it is crazy how much cereal, and they had tie-ins with Kraft macaroni and cheese. They had
Yeah.
tie-ins
Oh, yeah.
with pretty much, gummies and stuff.
I have
Immediately-
Pokemon cookies in my fridge right now that I'm saving for next week when my cousin comes for a Pokemon Go tour. They have
Oh.
Pokemon everything. Like, the little Pillsbury cookies, the ones that like the Halloween ones or the Christmas tree ones. They have Pokemon ones.
Are they shaped like Pikachu or?
They're still in circles, but they have like some of them have Pikachu stamps on them and some of them have Pokeball stamps on them.
You're doing a Pokemon Go tour?
I'm not doing it. Pokemon Go is hosting it. It's in LA,
Oh.
so we're going to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's probably exclusive Pokemon there, I imagine.
I think so. Yeah, there's like whatever Pokemon you can catch, and I think they release new shinies or new Pokemon or something. And that's the thing, like Pokemon Go. That's another one we can get into. Like
Dude.
they got into the walking market, the going around, the going outside market. Like,
Pokemon when you wake up, Pokemon when you go outside and exercise, and Pokemon when you go to sleep.
yeah, it's Pokemon.
That's
all
what we've
day,
been
man.
doing,
And-
and it's been working.
Some people's lives are literally just that. Like because in the world of streaming and everything now, like some people are literally just streaming themselves playing Pokemon Go all day, and that's they make money off it, which is good for them. But it's like that's Pokemon all day, and then they go to bed and then they stream. We're gonna Pokemon sleep. Let's see what we go Pokemon. Like that's their whole thing. They're
Pokemon wants every access to your life as
Yeah.
much as you can think of.
They're called. They even have PokeTubers, I think is what they're called. They even have like a specific sect on YouTube. It's
It's a little frightening if you really think about the scope of how,
It really is.
how involved it can get in your life. We say everything is everything, but everything could be Pokemon. if you
everything is
want.
Pokemon. Pokemon is everything. Now it looks like the little Charmander in your pocket is hiding from the world. Like there's too much Pokemon out there.
He's a representative of the Pokemon company. He's listening in to make
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's kind of like Pokemon from South Park. Do you remember that
were
episode?
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. Like they jumped on it very quickly. Of like, this is kind of weird that kids are getting
Sort of
into this.
brainwashy. Yeah. I don't
It's
know. They
all
have a
over.
damn good product. Huh? I'm in.
I was gonna say, this is coming off a little skeptical, but we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't enjoy.
Oh no, we love it. I love it. It's just interesting to analyze it, and just remakes and new games. And I'm really excited for the next game that's supposed to come out, the Pokemon Legends game.
They're
Legends,
probably.
ZA.
I'm not gonna put it on a bingo card, but I would predict that the next Switch system coming out at the end of this year is going to launch with the Pokemon.
Oh, it's not coming out the end of this year. I think it's coming out in March.
They haven't said yet. No. The Nintendo Direct is in April.
Oh, that's what it is. The
They-
Nintendo
they probably
Direct is in
announced
it.
the date in April, so
Ah,
doing the
ah.
math, they're probably going to put it 3 months ahead.
That's what it is.
Probably around
That's what it
August or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So we were talking how it hit us when we were kids. This thing hit the States when all of us were 4 or 5, I would imagine. I was around kindergarten when I first learned about Pokemon. How about you guys?
First learned about Pokemon. I don't know, because I remember playing Pokemon on my Nintendo 64, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium. I remember having Pokemon cards. Hey, damn, you got the
Nice.
official players guide? Damn.
This was before I had a Nintendo 64 or the game. I saw this at like a supermarket and I asked my stepmom, "Could you get me this?" And luckily she didn't ask any questions and she said, "Yeah." And it's basically Pokemon Snap was essentially you just take pictures of Pokemon. So I don't know what this
Yeah.
guidebook said, but it's like
Well, it tells you
Yeah.
where to take pictures of each Pokemon, I'm sure, and like
Yeah.
where they pop up in the world. and
examples
stuff.
of good pictures, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Yeah. So like, and the N64 definitely came out before the Game Boy, right?
No, Game
No?
Boy Color came out
No,
No? Oh,
before the
Mm-mm.
N64, and
Really?
the Game Boy
I was probably
Non-Color came out in
around
the 80s.
third
Oh.
grade. We were probably in third grade when N64 came out.
So I'm bad with years. That's one thing I'm bad at. Okay. All right. You guys know this from the
Pokemon
TV data.
premiered in 2003. I
Yeah,
believe.
shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So I definitely played Game Boy Pokemon. Like I played the first Pokemon on my Game Boy Color. So I guess that would have been my introduction. Either that or the show, whichever came out first.
What about you, chat?
I don't remember when I learned about Pokemon. I've always known about Pokemon. It is the Alpha and the Omega. I
Pokemon
don't
have always
remember when
been
I
insane.
learned about it, but I've always known.
Always
Before
inside.
you could say mother or father, you could say
Yes.
Professor Oak.
I will say that unfortunately, I didn't get a Game Boy early on when everyone else did. We always got, we weren't allowed to play video games. So I got my first Pokemon game when I had the Game Boy Advance when that came out. So I
Oh.
think that was Emerald and Sapphire and Ruby era.
Mm-hmm.
The
That was,
Advance
my
was
first,
the wide one, right? The wide
yeah,
one.
yeah, the crystal purple.
Yeah, yeah. The Advance
Yeah.
SP, the one that folded, that was my favorite. The one
I
that,
still got mine. I still play it once in a while. It's great.
dude, I loved that. I played
Mhm.
so many Pokemon games, Dragon Ball Z games. Oh, so many good games. Kirby
The
games.
battery life on that thing is crazy. It will
Bro,
last
so
like
good.
a week. It's
So
crazy.
good. Same
It's
with the
shocking.
Nintendo DS, Nintendo 2DS. It's
Sometimes they made him act too good of battery life.
Yeah.
I had a
With all the
GameCube
backlight?
controller. I had one that was like a wireless GameCube controller that I must have gotten third grade. So this is 2001 ish. The battery lasted, I shit you not, 8 years. And this is not like I never used it. I used it a lot. The GameCube was my only console until freshman year or something.
God
Anyway, yeah, they
When did you find out about Pokemon? Did you say already?
it was kindergarten. I remember our school had an after-school program at a separate location near the school, and some children were playing in a sandbox. One of them had lost their Meowth toy, and another kid was helping him find it, and I joined the search. And in this search, I was asking, what is this? What is a Meowth? And they said, oh, it's a Pokemon. I said, what's a Pokemon? And bingo, bango, probably watched the show that weekend. And whenever I got a Game Boy, probably for next Christmas or whatever, I got the Pokemon game. And essentially, more so than school, those Pokemon games helped me become a good reader, because it's a lot of text.
It's a lot of reading.
It is.
Yeah, it's not like a fighting game or a shooting game or whatever. It's to play it, you need to read.
That's why my kid, when they say you shouldn't have screen time for your child, newborn, toddler, whatever, until they're at least 2 or 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old. When we do end up having our kid have screen time, whenever that is. I'm hopefully aiming for around 4 or 5, but we'll see. That's probably trying to be optimistic. Their first screen will not be an iPad. It will not be an iPhone. It will be a Game Boy. That's what they're going to get. They're going to get a Game Boy. They'll get more games than just Pokemon if they want, but also Pokemon. And I feel honestly, those games teach a lot of critical thinking, problem solving. You got to manage your inventory, your health,
Math,
your
yeah.
math, all that stuff.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, honestly, it's and nowadays
Wait,
the
how
kids
was
just
their hand-eye coordination?
Well, if
okay.
you're-
Well, I guess playing the
not
game.
with a Game Boy, I guess, but with a
Yeah, yeah.
console, you know.
yeah, with video games in general. Yeah, you get
Sure.
pretty good
watching the
hand-eye
screen
coordination.
and you learn. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I mean, just all those benefits, as opposed to just here's an iPad, watch Bluey for an hour and leave me alone. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing too, is
Here's a Switch, play Bluey for an hour.
yeah, something, a little more thinking, critical thinking, than just sitting there and staring there and watching. But yeah, and that's the cool thing too, is I have a Nintendo 2DS. I'll eventually get my son one as well, and then we'll be able to play together, right? And he'll be Dad, I'm stuck on this part, or oh, I need to. There's certain Pokemon that need to trade to evolve. I'll be able to trade with him, and I never had that when I was a kid. I didn't have a brother. I had a sister who didn't have Pokemon or Game Boy or anything.
He's
So
gonna be like your little brother, David.
yeah, my little buddy,
A little dude.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So yeah, I'm excited for that for sure. Pokemon is definitely it hooks you, man. It hooks you
It
early.
does.
Once you get you early on, and he's gonna be hooked on Pokemon. I hope so. Who knows? He could like other things. God forbid.
I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think I was introduced to Pokemon with the cards first. It was not the game, and I collected the hell out of those cards. They were great. I love Pokemon cards. That new pack smell.
Yeah, I had such a good collection of cards too.
Yeah.
And I remember whenever during the summer, my dad would alternate each summer, taking me one year to Egypt, and then the next summer he would take my sister, and switch off every year when we were younger. And I remember whenever I would go to Egypt, I would get so many more Pokemon cards because they were so much cheaper there.
They
Oh my
were.
God.
I feel like I remember that. Overseas, it was cheaper getting Pokemon
Yeah,
cards.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I got I got all of Exodus when I went to
Exodia.
Egypt. Exodia. Yeah, Exodia, not Exodus. That's the Bible verse. Exodia. I got all of Exodia when I went to like all the pieces.
Yeah, my aunt was a flight stewardess, and she would occasionally fly to Japan. And I remember
Oh,
this only happened
nice.
occasionally, but she would bring back Japanese Pokemon packs.
That's
And
cool.
it was so cool because the art was different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the back of the card was different,
and the
you
text is
really-
all in Japanese. That's so cool.
Pocket monsters.
Oh man, it was awesome. Yeah, that was another. I don't know if we brought that up in the beginning, but another like just arm of the Pokemon Corporation just worming its way into the children's minds. Cards. And there was a whole. Did you ever play the game, Chatwin? Did you ever? Play?
No, I only collected them.
Same here.
really?
David, did you ever play?
Yeah, no, I used to play. I would play with my cousin. I would play with friends. We would play. It was fun, but yeah, like the real joy in it was just collecting the cards and being like,
Cracking
"Oh, I have
packs.
this one. I got the
Yeah.
holo." And that
Trading
was when we
cards.
were kids, bro.
Mhm.
And it died for so many years. No one said a word about Pokemon cards. No one cared. I can tell you this much. I had all my Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards in like 2 binders. And one year, whatever, I think I was a teenager or something. My mom was like, "Do you want these? I'm gonna give them away or whatever." And I think I probably agreed to it, or I said something, and she was like, you're old enough now. Just get rid of them." I was like, whatever, okay. And God damn it, if I don't regret it now. Oh God. I know I had so many good. I had Charizard. I had like the original 150. Like
It's a shame.
yeah. But
At
it
least
is
you
what.
have that calendar of me.
Yeah, still have that.
Just like a Pokemon card, you'll be able to sell that for just a fortune. in
I hope
about
so.
20
No.
years.
No, I'll never sell that. That's staying with me forever. But
I
yeah,
remember-
that's a tragedy.
that's sad, man.
Keep your cards, kids. Keep your collectibles.
at
Don't
the
let
very
your mama
least,
throw them
sell
out.
'em. Don't give them away.
Yeah, well. I think she donated it to charity. So if that's true, then like I can't be too mad. But at the same time, it's just like
Some unfortunate kid made a fortune off. Of,
yeah. If he kept them,
Or it was
that's
just
fine.
firewood.
Oh God, imagine.
I'm picturing like a little Dickensian kid, like, we need more paper for the fire. Put
My
this
fingers.
photographic Charizard in there.
It'll flame brighter because it's a Charizard.
So
I,
what's your starter Pokemon from the original 150?
Oh,
151.
Charmander for sure.
Charmander. You're Charmander too.
No. I was just indicating that I have a little.
There he is.
Actually, this Charmander, it looks like I know I have tiny boobs.
I was
No,
thinking
it's his
that.
little feet. It's a little. Don't be great. Don't be
No,
gross.
no.
Don't be
It's
gross.
Big old
They're
Charmander
little boob.
nutsack.
I like how his tail is sticking out of the pocket. Like
Yeah,
there's
it
a hole in
burned-
the
you
pocket.
can't
Oh,
really
he
tell.
burned a hole. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a singe mark. He burned his way through my pocket.
That's cute. That's a cute
I
shirt.
like
Thank
that
you.
shirt.
All that being said, minus Squirtle. Squirtle is my boy forever.
Squirtle Squad.
How about you, chat?
Damn. I think I might be Bulbasaur. Over
Really?
here.
Are you actually saying that for?
No. No, I like Bulbasaur.
Wow, a rare find.
A
Someone
rare
who
find.
picked the grass starter.
Yeah.
Wow, we
yeah.
got one of each.
I-
That's pretty good.
I like the Squirtle though. Squirtle is definitely they're kind of tied, really.
I will say we are kind of representing the starters. We got Chowin in green.
Right?
David and I switched shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind
All
Bulbasaur
right,
at
Eric.
all.
Let's, I don't know if we can do this through the computer.
Mail it on FedEx.
Yeah.
That is a very fun icebreaker. If you're, if you're talking with another fellow geek, is just comparing starters, because it is one of those, it's the same as a different shade of geek of talking about houses in Harry Potter. Is like the opinions of which are totally arbitrary. They don't matter. It's
Yeah.
total bullshit. But everyone has a strong opinion on it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna say, "Oh, they're all great." No. You're not a real fan if you have to have a preference.
There's some stinker Pokemon. There's some bad Pokemon. At some point, they just started running out of designs, and they're like, "All right,
Oh my god, yeah.
the keys will be a Pokemon, and the ice cream cone will be a Pokemon, and
It drives me crazy.
And there is. Sorry, go ahead.
The new Pokemon are so off model. They don't even look like Pokemon. They're like weird.
Some of them are really bad. Some of them still look good, like Toxicity. That's a Pokemon looking Pokemon.
The one thing that bugs me is that I saw some funny video on Instagram that I'm not going to try and remember, but they pointed at, it was what we were talking about. They're pointing at all these weird new designs. And one of them is that every generation has like 2 or 3 Pikachu knockoffs where it's like, oh, here's another cute mouse.
Yeah,
It's kind of
electric.
Was it
related to
Dedenne?
Yeah, Dedenne is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what is it?
Mimikyu, basically, but it's not electric. But
I like
that-
the
see,
story
that's-
behind Mimikyu.
it's like a ghost.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bless you. I like Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu is one of the better knockoffs because at least it's like it's almost a meta kind of
Yeah.
lampshading of it. It's like this ghost wants to be a popular Pokemon, so it made a little Pikachu
What's
on the stock.
Maripko,
Plusly
Morpeko?
and Minun.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
Plusle and Manoon. Yeah.
And then, Meryl was the first one. I remember when the new Pokemon in Gold came out, I was like,
But Meryl's a sheep.
Huh?
Oh
Meryl?
no, a
Meryl
Meryl.
is a
Oh,
blue one.
yeah. I'm thinking
Oh,
Mareep.
yeah.
I'm thinking of Mareep. My bad.
And-
Yeah, the little blue one. Yeah, Azumarill.
before
But he's
the
not electric.
translations- No, but he's still Pikachu. Like he has little red cheeks, and his
Yeah.
tail has like the little zigzag.
Yeah,
um,
fair.
Before the translations came out, there was maybe it was Nintendo Power or something. In fact, maybe it was this issue that erroneously named him Pika Blue. So I always think of Meryl as Pika Blue
Yeah,
instead.
I mean, yeah, he's a blue Pikachu, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. A water
I-
Pikachu.
I thought I had to come correct this episode because unlike you guys, I still live in my childhood home. And I was like, well, any Pokemon bullshit that I didn't give away or sell is still around here.
Yeah.
And about an hour before our show, I found my official Pokemon sticker book.
Oh,
Which doesn't sound
Ooh.
interesting at first, but I looked into
That is
it.
good. Yeah, I
Look
think I
at
had
it.
one.
Eric, when you told that story earlier about someone losing their Meowth, was that at Viters?
Yeah, that was at ASP, the after school program.
Yeah, across the lot in the dirt. I don't know why, but when you said that, I had like deja vu flashbacks of like
Yeah.
Was
Of,
David
like,
there?
remembering it. I could have been. Yeah, I was. I mean,
Yeah,
I was in the
David
class
was
with
pretending
it.
to be the bad guy from Bugs Life, running around the,
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
Um,
ride.
No, I could tell you guys the names of the people involved. David wasn't in this particular story, but
Yeah,
we
I don't
probably
think I
were.
was. But I feel like I was like adjacent. I would feel like I was there.
Also, I can imagine that shirt is from your childhood and it's like 3 sizes too small.
It, you're not too far off. It is from like high school, and it is rather small. Thank goodness it's just for the kids.
Pokemon, yeah.
I could still fit in it.
Got this one last year, so thankfully.
Yeah, I
yours is
like yours,
fitting
David.
well.
It's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Dialga and Palkia at the bottom.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you inside the sticker book is a trainer's journal, the trainer's notebook that I wrote in 2nd grade. That I filled this
Oh.
out.
Your handwriting
wanted
hasn't
to-
improved much.
No,
no, it
anything
hasn't.
has gotten worse. But I actually filled all this shit out. So let's see.
Yeah.
I was age 8 when I wrote in this. I crossed out age 7 and 10. I guess I didn't know my age, but I'm in grade 2. The date I became a Pokemon trainer was 2000. Pokemon I started was Squirtle, of course.
It's a good year too. 2000.
Yeah, a very clean 25 years ago.
Clean.
Nice.
First wild Pokemon I caught was Pikachu. That feels like a lie. I don't think I did that.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
yeah, that's not. I don't unless you were playing Pokemon Yellow, then maybe, but it wouldn't be wild.
No, but I would have started with Pikachu.
yeah. Maybe you misinterpreted the question.
Oh, chat, you'll like this. The 6 Pokemon I like to carry with me is Blastoise, Clefable, Farfetch'd, Gengar,
Oh,
Marowak, and Mewtwo. Nothing but
nice.
heavy hitters.
Here you go.
Trainers I've lost against: Hiker, Gary, Rocket, and
Hikers.
I know. I was like, well, that's not very specific. That could be anyone. And then I won't go through all of this, but I literally, it has you write down, oh, when you catch this Pokemon, put the sticker there and write little facts about them, like what
Nice.
Oh, cool.
what the nickname is, what do you like about it, who'd you battle with, etc., etc. Yeah, so I won't go through the whole thing, but I was excited. I was like, wow, that's like a living document of little Eric liking Pokemon. So
That's cool.
Glimpse into the Poke past.
yeah.
Did you see up for the upcoming celebration? They released a picture, and it has all the Eevees in it. It's like all these Eevees in a hot air balloon, and the hot air balloon is like all different colors, and each color is corresponding to the color of an Eevee, right? All the Eeveelutions,
Mhm.
but there's an extra color. So there's speculation that they're announcing a new Eeveelution.
Shit.
Yeah, and then the color is white, so they don't know what it could be. Possibly flying, maybe
Ghost.
steel, maybe ghost. Yeah, there's a lot of different.
KKK.
Oh God,
White supremacist.
white supremacist Eevee. Jesus Christ.
That's cool. How many evolutions are there now?
11?
72.
No, not that many.
Close. It's getting there.
Evolutions
Soup
number
Eevee, pudding Eevee.
8. Say Soup Eevee,
Table Eevee, napkin Eevee.
uncooked pasta Eevee.
Yeah,
It's like
I like Eevee.
it's like
they
all
got
the
it right with
genders.
Umbreon. Umbreon's a good evolution.
My favorite shiny evolution is Umbreon with the
Mm-hmm.
blue. Love that. Love that.
That's why I wish they could, instead of making like knockoff Pikachus, just keep adding evolutions. I don't know. That's my one kind of old man gripe.
Yeah.
I like the one thing that I really enjoy about the new Pokemon games is when they'll take an old design and like remix it a bit. Like they had the Pokemon game a couple years back that took place in like a Hawaii type setting, and
Sun and Moon.
Exeggutor, which is thank you.
Yeah.
Exeggutor, which is kind of like a stumpy tree
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
became a super tall palm tree.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. That was
Yeah.
such a good like switch up.
Yeah, they got the Alolan forms. Yeah, when they started
Mhm.
doing new forms of Pokemon, that was a cool idea.
That was smart.
Yeah,
It
because
kinda goes-
Alolan Marowak is one of my favorite Pokemon ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it look like? If you
He's got
It's like
so he's
dark
fire
fire.
ghost.
Yeah.
Or
oh yeah, he
no,
has
fire
like
ghost.
the,
And it's
he
like a
has the
flaming
giant
club.
fire twirler.
Yeah, he's like a flaming club, right? Oh, it's
That's
so
so
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
That's like, you got good designs. Just go back to the well and kind of tinker with it.
Yeah.
I did want to shout out, since I still have all this bag of Pokemon tricks. Friend of the show, listener of the show, Russell, was my roommate. my
Russell!
dorm, freshman year of college, and he got into making perler bead creations, and he made me this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks like the pixel of your little guy riding a bike
That's
in
cool.
Pokemon Red, Blue,
Yeah.
etc. So
Yeah.
that's hanging up on the Wall of Fame.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any more Poke stuff on the Wall of Fame, or
I wasn't so proud of this. So, do you remember, David, when Darkrai, the Pokemon, came out?
yeah.
That had to have been around high school or whatever, right?
I think
Wasn't
so.
Too long ago.
Yeah. There was a period where I strayed away from Pokemon because I was like, I'm too cool for this. I don't play Pokemon.
See, I thought I did too, but I also have a coloring sheet of Darkrai that I got from Toys R Us.
More like Dark Pride, am I right? Hey, for the
Hey.
gays.
Hey.
Darkrai for
Yeah.
the gays.
So this was also on my wall of fame. I don't remember why I did this, but I can pinpoint it to around high school because I was not that good of a colorer in high school. So.
Have you improved your coloring since then?
No, it's probably gotten worse again. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got. And then, honestly, I'm surprised I found this much shit. I was like, I like Pokemon, but I don't have that much swag. Turns
That's
out I
good
have a
stuff.
lot of Pokemon shit. So.
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite Pokemons of all time?
It's a tough question.
I know.
Yeah,
I have a few.
rough.
Okay, I guess we won't go for like favorite design, just your favorite design. Not necessarily your favorite because it's the most powerful or
I've mentioned it before. I've been compared to Farfetch'd. If I was a Pokemon, I would
didn't
be
hear that.
Farfetch'd.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been
Compared to
compared. Who compared you to Farfetch'd?
Someone compared me to Farfetch'd.
I can
and was
kind of
like,
see it now.
I take it. That could be worse.
Could kind of
Because
see
you're
it.
grumpy.
I guess so.
You're
I
in a
don't know.
foul mood, and you have a.
It's because you're always walking around with leaks.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
am.
lot.
I've been whacking people with leaks lately.
leak the size of your body.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and I like Cubone. Like Pokemon with like a backstory is always good.
Seems like you like Pokemon with a club or some kind of weapon.
Some weapon with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. What's another Pokemon with a weapon?
There's a few. I mean, the Pokemon that is a weapon. That's one of my favorite. Aegislash. Love that Pokemon.
So off model.
No, come on, it's a Pokemon.
So
That's
off model.
it's a sword that changes to a shield and back to a sword. I love it, especially the
Sure.
shiny. It's a red. It's like a red sword. Oh, love it. Love it.
All
It's a Pokemon that's a sword.
Yeah, come on, it's good. I mean, my favorite design probably would be Garchomp. I love Garchomp. It's a land shark. I love me a shark.
Yeah, yeah.
I
for
love
sure.
me some dragon. It's a land dragon shark. I love
Mhm.
that.
I
Peak.
almost put our favorite Pokemon's battle cries into the theme song, but both Farfetch'd and Garchomp, their battle cries just kind of sound like, just bleeps and
Yeah.
bloops. So in
Yeah.
the middle of the theme song, it's just like, what the hell was it?
They really aren't memorable.
Yeah, some of the Pokemon cries are bad.
I'm gonna stick with. I would say Squirtle, but I think I like War Turtle a little bit more because I like he's a little
Really?
darker blue.
Yeah.
Out of all the
I was
Pokemon,
talking
War
about this the
Turtle.
other day.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, and my admiration falls off at Blastoise. I kind of wish he was a little bit, smaller.
Big man Blastoise, 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 big man.
Small head. I like Squirtle's
No
head
neck.
and War Turtle's head are like kind of large in proportion to their shell, and then Blastoise is mostly shell and
Yeah.
a tiny little head. Get
Well.
get a big ass head up there.
Well, he's got cannons. The cannons are the main
That's
focus. Why are you
cannon
staring at his
or
head?
head.
Look at his cannon.
Put a cannon on his head. Make the head.
Mega
cannon.
Blastoise does have a cannon
No,
on his
that's no. That's a cannon above his head.
head. Oh, is it
I
above
want
his head?
The head a cannon.
You want his head to be a cannon?
Anyway, sorry. Now I'm getting into the weeds, but yeah, War Turtle.
It's your
I
head
feel
cannon.
like that's just. It's probably because in the games, you evolve your starter Pokemon pretty early, like by the third or fourth town. But then you have to get it to like 30 or 40 to evolve it again. So you're with that middle Pokemon for a while.
Yeah.
You really,
I don't like Pokemon that generally. I don't like Pokemon that don't evolve. Like that don't have a second evolution or third evolution. I don't like that. Like I'd rather be working towards something than just, oh, I got you, cool. Now let's just make you stronger. Like no, I want to see you evolve and grow into something cooler. That's my favorite part of Pokemon is the evolving. I don't know why, but like just getting your Pokemon to that point of evolution and just being able to use the final evolution of the Pokemon, like It's my favorite.
It's a
Just
great
edging-
video game
edging
design.
your
I
Pokemon.
guess. Yeah, I don't know.
It is. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for
He's
it.
just laughing at his own edging joke. Don't
Yeah,
give him a
kinda.
platform. Don't give him space.
Everyone wants to do
Don't
edging.
silence me. No, go on.
Challenge F is just going to be about edging. Pokemon has the side feature.
This Pokemon would take 12 hours to edge.
Yeah, that one used double edge.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Everything has a Pokemon callback.
Fuck! Now you got me. Think about edging. I don't
what
remember
about
what it was.
Kangaskhan? Kangaskhan doesn't have an evolution. Still
That-
cool Pokemon.
I guess. Don't care for it. Not really one of my faves. Not because it can't evolve. I wish it could evolve.
Excuse me.
I get where David's coming from. I'm sure I could think of a
For their
Pokemon I like that
checkpoints.
doesn't evolve.
That's why I was gonna get into Pokemon knockoffs next. But have you played a pretty famous Pokemon knockoff? Temtem or not Temtem? What's the one that came out?
I know what you're talking about.
What's the one that came out? It's like a Pokemon survival game. Power World.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you played it or
Pokemon with
seen?
guns?
I've
No,
seen
I
that.
haven't seen.
And so it's like rumored, or like not rumored, but like that's what the consensus is. Like, oh, it's Pokemon with guns, but it's way different than Pokemon. It's more of a survival game that has these creatures in it, and then the creatures can use guns or moves, I guess. But it's like my biggest gripe with that game, besides it being a survival game, and I don't really care for survival games. My biggest gripe with it was that none of the creatures that you can get or capture or whatever can evolve. There's no evolution process in that. So it's like you get the creature, you give it a gun, or you make it bring firewood to your camp, or like you can assign it you basically, it's like Power World. It's like Pokemon slavery. You catch the Pokemon and then you assign it to do tasks, whether it be like guarding your home or gathering things or cooking food or whatever it is.
So you
and
don't
like-
battle with them?
You still battle with them. There's certain ones, or you can take them out with you
Oh,
as you go explore, trying to find resources or trying to find new pals or whatever. You can take some with you and use them in battle. But it's not, I don't know. It's and then there's another one called Temtem. I don't know if you heard of Temtem or played it. It's a little less popular. But that was one that came out a couple years ago, and it's a lot closer to what Pokemon is than Power World. You're a young child or a young man, a young adult, and you start in your home, and you start with one creature, a starter, and then you go off and you try and collect them all. And there are some Temtem designs that are like, it's basically Pokemon. Like it looks like they basically just ripped off a Pokemon.
I gotta say, the name does not sell me.
Yeah,
Temtem
it's not.
sounds like a candy, or
Yeah.
Tim
Not even
Tam
a
is a
candy.
candy.
yeah, that's it. It's like too close to candy. Yeah, I don't. It is interesting that no Pokemon ripoff is really hit, because you would think that, in the world of video games, if you got a foolproof idea like Pokemon, or this happened with Halo, this happened with Dark Souls, etc. There's everyone will try and do a knockoff, and sometimes those
Yeah.
knockoffs hit, and sometimes they don't. What are we
Mhm.
looking at? Oh,
No,
Temtem.
I just wanted to show you some of the comparisons. So like here's like one that's like a Garchomp looking one, right? It's like kind of close, kind of similar. This one is very clearly like a Psyduck ripoff.
I kind of like him.
Yeah,
like
I mean
that
he's
guy.
cute. This one's like a Turtwig ripoff. There's just like a lot of designs where it's like, but at the same time, it's like, well, they're creatures. You can't. How many like different new creatures can you make? You know what I mean? But I guess that's Digimon is another like parallel with Pokemon, right? Digimon came out around the same time.
Yeah, I've never looked into that. I feel like that was close enough that that might have even been around slightly before Pokemon. But since they both had Mon, they're obviously it's just short for monsters.
The original Digimon Virtual Pet was released in 1997. It was intended to be the male counterpart to Tamagotchi. Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway,
Digimon was cool though. Digimon is like they start out as cute little creatures or monsters or whatever, but then they evolve but they only evolve during battle, I think was their gimmick or something like that. It's not like a permanent
Yeah, and their
evolution.
evolutions are like completely
It's like
random
di-
as shit. It turns into a
Dinosaurs,
refrigerator.
yeah, like
to a
dinosaurs with
Pac-Man.
bazookas and
Yeah.
stuff, and like they have some wild,
Ridiculous.
yeah,
It's too
Arnold
confusing.
Schwarzenegger is a-
Yeah.
yeah.
It gave me
We talked
anxiety
about
as a
this-
kid. I didn't like it.
I was gonna
you
say,
care for the Digimon.
same
No,
with
no.
Chatwin. We talked about this in the group text. It bothered me that the kids were trapped in the internet and they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I can't keep tuning into that because I was like, what are their parents thinking? You know, what,
Oh my god.
Yeah, and not only that, between episodes, they're still trapped in the internet until you watch again, right? If they're stuck in the internet, then they leave you on that like feeling of being stuck.
to
I
go
don't know.
back to what we said, it's like, how do they eat? They're trapped in the internet.
Oh my god. You guys went really deep with the internet thing in this. I didn't even remember they were trapped in the internet, to be honest.
If only they could go back out, you know, at the end of the episode.
That would
Mhm.
give
Probably
yeah,
that would give,
yeah. That would I totally
give you a little
agree.
closure at the end of each episode.
Really like a breath, like it really would.
And if there was any like levity, it's like, why are you laughing? You're trapped in the internet. You're, you know, you're
Yeah.
Neo in the Matrix. In the first like 10 minutes of the Matrix, you got to be freaking the fuck out.
Now
Yeah.
I know if I ever want to freak you out, I'm just gonna trap you inside a virtual world.
David, please don't trap me in the internet.
I'm
I'll
gonna
do
Tron
as
you.
many edits as you want. I don't want to get trapped in the
You're,
internet.
you're gonna be troned by the end of the year. You lose another quiz.
Does anyone know what happened to Ash's dad? I was thinking about that earlier this week.
I saw an Instagram reel just the other week that explained in like season 29 or whatever, it's gone long enough that Ash has gone to the Alolan Islands, the Hawaii equivalent. And Ash's dad is a random mechanic on Alola, and they run
Really?
into him, and he
They
goes, "Hey,
talked to
Ash."
him?
Yeah, and it's not like a series finale or anything. It's just they probably ran out of ideas. They're like, well, what if maybe he runs into his dad? And I didn't hear anything.
Where
I
have
didn't-
you been all this time, Dad? Jesus.
I'm a Pokemon champion now.
Why didn't you
God.
ever write?
Wasn't
"Why did you
there
abandon mom and I?" He's like, I'm working on this carburetor over here.
wasn't there
Oh
a
my
theory when we
God.
were younger? I might be misremembering this, that like Giovanni was your father or something?
There's something to do with Giovanni. I don't think that he was Ash's dad, though.
I thought there was a theory that he could have been, but that was obviously before they fleshed out
I
more of the
thought that-
Pokemon lore.
Wasn't it that the rival in Pokemon Gold and Silver, that like motherfucker with the red hair?
Oh, Red?
was-
Was his name Red?
No, Red is your character in Pokemon Red and Blue. That's like the
Oh. No, I thought Red is... Oh, maybe. Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
manga before they made the anime and changed his name to Ash. That character's name is Red.
Oh,
And,
okay.
but anyway, I forget what the dude's name. The rival in Gold and Silver. He's Giovanni's son.
Oh,
And
okay.
He's
Yeah.
like a
Well, maybe Red is Ash's father since he was in the original.
could be. I don't know. You know what?
That's why he wears a red
if you know
hat.
This one right into us.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you know who Ash's father is.
Right into us? What do we have, a P.O. box?
Yeah, right into the PO box.
No, just-
Get in the comments. I don't know. So, yeah, I was a little worried. I'm like, can we talk about Pokemon just like unscripted for a whole episode? And
Oh, we could keep going.
We
There's so
already
much-
do.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much Pokemon in the Pokeverse. That I have Pokemon Legos. There's Pokemon Funko Pops. I have a lot of Poke stuff in here too. It's kind of scattered all over the place.
Yeah, Pokemon's #1 sucker right over here. Me.
Do you have any Poke stuff, Chatwood?
Here?
Yeah.
I have some cards.
Oh, nice. Any good ones?
Oh, actually, they're right here. Hold on just a sec. I can give you a
I
little tour.
I showed my Poke cards on a previous episode. That's my current collection.
These are new cards, so they're not my
Oh.
like original. And
Yeah, you said
also,
Chance.
Pokemon cards are expensive.
Oh yeah, super expensive. now.
Good lord! And people, Australia just got robbed for $10,000 worth of Pokemon card. They just break
Really?
into shops and just rip them off.
Damn,
yeah,
I
it's
didn't see
insane.
that.
It's like it's cardboard, people.
I just read that Trump started a high tariff on Pokemon cards to other countries. That's you guys hear about this?
Imports, maybe.
No, I'm kidding. I was just trying
It's
to.
like it's plausible, or is it from?
Oh, I
got
have
this
a
Whoa.
got a Charizard amiibo.
Sword dog. Or
Zamazenta.
Yeah, shield dog.
Damn.
I got little amiibos on my desk. Little Pokemon
Oh.
amiibos. They're everywhere, man. I got
like
Pokemon
them.
everywhere. In my office at the studio, I have a whole shelf of shiny Pokemon plushies that my cousin got me.
Hey,
Surfing
Pikachu.
Hey.
Pikachu. Look at it. Well, how much fun he's having.
He's so cute. He's a little...
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like
I know.
Pokemon Company's like next step has just got to be actual Pokemon. Like they have to like genetically create real Pokemon. Like that's got to be their
Gonna
next step.
end in disaster.
Probably, but
Like all those stories you hear of like a child accidentally getting into their parents' gun cabinet. Like they accidentally unleashed a Gengar and it ate them.
like I imagine like a Jurassic Park type island or world where you go and it's like, and then all hell breaks loose and all the Charizards are just eating people or something.
I've sewed a rat to a bird.
I one short anecdote, then I got nothing else. Surfing Pikachu reminded me. These little plastic molds, action figures, whatever they are. I was really big into them when I was a little kid, and my mom was a preschool teacher, and at the end of the year, this must have been around 4th grade. I remember it was like the last day of school, first day of summer or whatever. And so my mom and I are both off, and she got an end of the year bonus. And as a kid, I didn't understand what that meant. She just happened to, obviously now it's like, oh, she just got, a little bump in her paycheck or whatever. She also had a $100 bill in her wallet, and I thought that was her bonus. And we went to Walmart and I found a surfing Pikachu, like this little guy on a surfboard.
Whoa.
And I asked for that, and she had to break the 100 to, whatever else we were buying. She broke the 100. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, Mom spent her bonus, her one end of year bonus on this thing. And it was the first like financial guilt I ever had, that I'm like, I'm bleeding this family dry because of surfing Pikachu.
We're surfing on a wave of debt.
How dare you?
Surfing into the poorhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well,
and I lost it. I have no clue where
Oh, no.
Pikachu is.
That was your mom's bonus money, man. Come on.
I know. And they're cutting the lights off at the end of this week, and if only I had that surfing Pikachu money.
Oh, jeez.
Oh well.
so
Oh, God.
Eric's gonna go next week explaining his Pokemon sesh. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, I
David,
was wondering. We don't have to. We could edit this out. Do we want to say what our subjects are ahead of time, or go with the surprises like we usually do?
No, let's go with the surprise because I haven't fully fleshed.
yeah,
my
mine's kind of
idea
a
out yet.
surprise too.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you want to
Yeah.
say yours, then you can.
No, fuck it. I'll stick with you guys. Next week is me. Then David's pokey edging us, and then Chatwin's gonna edge us off.
Oh, yeah. And then we're gonna finish on the anniversary, right? On the
No, the anniversary is gonna come out, I think, in like a week or whatever.
oh,
We timed it. I think when we initially said it's like, oh, this will be perfect, and no, the timing doesn't really. Most of Pokémonth is gonna be in March, but whatever.
Eh.
March.
When's Pokemon's anniversary? What's the date?
It's either the 22nd or the 27th. I don't remember.
Of February or March?
February.
Oh, okay.
We could just do a 4th episode. Just keep
Yeah.
going.
God.
We just become a Pokey podcast.
By
Yeah,
that one, we're like,
Just keep going.
we're Poketubers now.
what do you think a Slowpoke's tail tastes like? Everything is Everything is an ABD Productions podcast. Executive produced and hosted by David Abdu, Chatwin Cray, and Eric Kelly. Video and audio captured by Riverside.fm. If you have any inquiries, please reach out to us via everythingiseverything69@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.